A person who feels appreciated will always do more than is expected. And this comes from the person that worked with me in Cleveland. You were the first person to come to mind. I wanted to thank you for being such a wonderful mentor through the years and such a builder of people. And in my old age, that's what pleases me the most. And hopefully that I can have an effect on what you do, each and every one of you in this room. And that's the pleasure I get out of what I do now. And so let's go get them, guys. Let's have a great year. Everybody in this room counts. Everybody in this room contributes to success. So let's go after it.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Welcome to a very special night, very special day. It's Martin Luther King Day. In the United States, of course, it is a holiday and it transcends the border, it transcends the world. Maybe this year, this day resonates more than ever based on what we've gone through over the last 12 months.
Well, to me, obviously, this is a day where we pay tribute to Martin Luther King Jr. and his life and his legacy and his messages of unity, equality, and togetherness. And today, the NBA does this with their game playing on this day. I know when the restart was coming back up, this was a day that they circled on their calendar. Obviously, in the bubble, Leo, they started to really amplify the voices of the unheard and talk about racism and police brutality, and it's continuing to use their voices and their platforms today.
You know, the great quotes from Martin Luther King Jr., you know, it's not the violence of a few, but the silence of so many as we think about what's going on and people with eyes wide open and ears wide open.
Powell once again, and on the inside, Boucher, and it's an 8-0 run.
One-handed by Bockhorn. Embry hits the clip.
Advance Kyle at the end of the third, and it's good.
Embry hook shot off the pivot. 15 to 10, Cincinnati Raiders.
Well, as the league celebrates Martin Luther King Day and continues their fight against social injustice, it is hard not to think about those people who were breaking down barriers decades ago, like the senior advisor for the Toronto Raptors, Wayne Embry. Back in 1958, he broke into the league that was certainly not diverse at that time.
Push shot by Embry. He hit.
In 1972, he became the NBA's first black GM and then went on to become the NBA's first black team president in 1994. Now, I got to speak with Wayne today, and I asked him what he thought about the league's fight against social injustice, and he said from where it was back in 1950 to where it was today is truly remarkable. We are now represented by 6 continents, and there are equal opportunities for all, and the league is very progressive in promoting that. But as the saying goes, we can always do better. And Matt, I think we can definitely all agree that the NBA would not be where it is today without men like Embry.
I know that Mr. Embry was the first African-American GM. I know that he, to me, is a pioneer in the game of basketball with everything that he's done. So for me, it's just been amazing to have him around and to be able to talk to him and listen to his old stories.
In my career, I had the opportunity to play for legendary Red Auerbach. And when I joined the Celtics, he says, in our organization, we believe intelligence, character, and talent in that order is what wins. Talent can win games, but character wins championships.
To see him being honored every year that I've been in Toronto during the season, of everything that he's done and the contributions to basketball and even outside of basketball. You know, I think he has really shown that it's more than just the game of basketball, and it started with him.
And so here we are now in this $550 million building. This is a 4,000 square foot facility. The museum is 5 stories above ground and 5 stories below ground.
U.S. slave owners.
Yeah. So we've got these representative currencies from across the country. And if you look closely at some of them, you'll often see enslaved people working in the fields. And this is just a visual reminder for us that by the beginning of the Civil War, 60% of the nation's wealth came from enslavement. Whereas the value of the enslaved people is the labor, but also in the North as well, whether it's people sort of working with the raw material created in the South, the financing, the banking industry benefiting from it.
To go through 1968, experience that.
I've seen those.
All those times, the civil rights movement, working, dealing with people again, dealing with stereotype, dealing with racism, inequality, all those things that he's going through. And you see him, you see what has come out of that.
Imagine spending your entire life on your high school campus. And that's all you know, that 1 square mile, never venturing outside of that. How do you know where anything is? You're not permitted to learn how to read or write. You're malnutrition, you're working all day, living in environments like this. And the whole society is designed to keep you enslaved.
And then the ability to transfer it to people like us, that's another skill of its own. And he embodies it, he's really one that I think we're gonna continue to look up to, and he's gonna continue to lead us in his silent way, and calm way.
I get a call from my wife. She says, "Wayne, Yvonne and I are going to Selma to march." And I said, "No, you're not. You're not going. Well, you can't. You're worried about. I got kids and all." I said, "We're going." And he says, "Yvonne's going, but don't tell Oscar. Oscar and I are roommates." Yeah. So she said, "Yvonne's going to call as soon as I hang up." Sure enough, Oscar went off on Yvonne. Wow. But they went. And when she came back, they were shaking because they had to be laid in flat on a truck on their backs with a tarp over them to get out of Alabama. So she's a hero.
Yeah.
That is a screen assist, by Baines. Great job there. Olynyk in the drop coverage, and they punish him.
How about Norm? Norman Powell on fire. 13-point game, none denied by Baines.
I like it, Baines.
Raptors trying to get out in transition, up top. Powell slam dunk. He's got 16.
And the Raptors have done that tonight.
OG once again getting behind the defense. Yep. Raptors take it, and it's a split. Raptors improve to 6-9, 5-3 in Tampa. That ends the 5-game Tampa stand.
Good job. Hell of an effort.
The Raptors, their series with Indiana. Yes, they have series this year, back-to-back on the other team's floor or your own floor. This time Indiana, a win yesterday, short staff. We'll send you back down to Indianapolis, Indiana in just a few moments as the Raptors try to make it 3 in a row and a chance to move 1 game under 500.
Of course, this game, a lot of eyes focused on the relationship and the history between Nick Nurse and Nate Bjorkgren. They're a relationship that started back in the early 90s when Nate Bjorkgren was a player at the University of South Dakota. Nick Nurse was an assistant coach. And then years later, a little more than a decade later, in 2007, they would coach together in the then D-League in Iowa. They would win the championship together. They would, of course, then team up for an NBA championship with the Raptors a couple of years ago. Both men with a ton of respect for one another, clearly looking forward to today's matchup. And Nick Nurse, Maddie joked about the fact that the state of Iowa, probably a holiday today as everybody tunes in to this tilt.
Indiana currently second in the East. They're 9-6. The Raptors 11th, 6-9. Baines, he'll launch the three. Swish! Here's Powell giving it to the trailer. OG. And that one, hey, shooters roll. Fred now attacking in the corner. OG. And how about OG? Oh my! Brogdon. Van Vliet strips. And a shot clock violation. What a job defensively. He should be on the all-defensive team in the NBA. His name is Fred Van Vliet. Nate Bjorkgren acknowledging Nick Nurse and his former team as the Toronto Raptors take it 107-102. And the Raptors have now won 5 of their last 6. They improved to 7-9. Indiana is 9-7.
No splits. Here we go. Raps. 1, 2, 3. Raps. Get off your feet. Get some raps. Ball.
Give credit where credit is due. The Pacers, when push comes to shove in big moments, have made more plays. And their swagger, their hustle tonight's been better.
TJ McConnell and a timeout.
Yep, you get what you deserve. And the Pacers, with 150 remaining, up 10.
The Raptors just 5 of 19. Boucher unable to grab the ball. And there's Turner.
That's it, it's over.
And the Raptors, they're going to come up a little bit short here. Raptors are going to fall 129-114. And you see Nick and Nate, they have been dear friends for so long. And from the G League to the NBA, Nick Nurse said, you know what, after meeting him in the G League title game when he coached Rio Grande Valley, and Nate Bjorkgren was the head coach of Santa Cruz, said, you know, maybe we could do this at a higher level.
It's obviously, unique in the fact that we grew up 50 miles apart in towns of 8,000 and 10,000, right? In small town Iowa, both of us, and we've shared some really cool moments. Obviously, competed against each other in some cool situations. I hope this is one of many that we're playing and coaching against each other, and that they're for a lot bigger stakes than today's game at some point too.
Good to see Pascal Siakam back out there for the Raptors, and Fred Van Vliet with the steal. Over to Kyle, transition 3, and it's good. 10,001 points for Kyle Lowry. 3rd all-time in the franchise history. What a amazing career number 7 has had for the Toronto Raptors. Giannis on a kick out. Holiday here. Middleton with an open 3.
Well, they just get you on a string. They're looking to get you to help, rotate, help recovery.
Hard-fought game for the Toronto Raptors, and they're going to come up short against the Milwaukee Bucks, 115-108. Lowry hit a season-high 6 3-pointers, Jack. And that's going to do it. Been a lot of great battles between these two teams, and tremendous amount of respect as well. And the Raptors fall to the Bucks.
Here to present the championship trophy for the Eastern Conference champs is a guy who's a Hall of Famer, Raptors executive Wayne Embry.
Congratulations to the 2019 Eastern Conference champions, Toronto Raptors.
Got it!
he's experienced all of it, which makes him even, like a bigger giant. To be among some of the first black players that played on a basketball court, like allowed on a basketball court, if you want to put it that way, and then transitioning to this kind of position where, you're trying to get the trust of all these players, and you're fighting racism, and you're fighting a stereotype, you're fighting equality, you're fighting so many things, and then to perform, perform at a high level continuously and be there. Those things are not easy. They're not easy feats to do, and I think he showed us the way and showed us that all those experiences have brought him to be the big person that he is.
I'm the curator of sports, so it is my responsibility to explain why sports matter and why they matter far beyond the playing field. This gallery, it's not a Hall of Fame, but it's a gallery that looks at the social, cultural, political role that sports have played in the African American struggle for greater rights and freedoms. And we wanted people to know that from the very beginning, which is why we put the statue of Tommy Smith, John Carlos, and Peter Norman out front, so that people realize that this is a gallery that looks at people who've used their platform to try to bring about social transformation. Oscar came a couple of months ago, and I asked him about that picture. I was like, did you always rebound like that? He said, no, it was a chippy game. I was just clearing out space.
There's two of my teammates.
Oh, wow.
Bob Boozer, Oscar.
Yeah.
I grew up in Springfield, Ohio. We'd take an excursion when the Dodgers would come to Cincinnati, play the Reds a doubleheader.
Yeah.
Fill up a train.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how many cars, but I'd start all the way up north in Ohio and come down and fill that train up.
That's right. That happened all over the country. The Jackie Robinson trains. People going to see Jackie Robinson.
Because he's been around so long, everybody's just so comfortable with him. They know when he's around, the players know, and they know how to relate to him. And he's that figure that's here. Like he's part of our organization, he's part of the fabric of it, he's part of our culture, and we're really proud of that, and I know the players are very proud of that.
I have a great passion for the great game of basketball and a great passion for the NBA, and that which pleases me the most. There isn't much I can add to my career. What drove me was being able to go out and play against the very best and prove that I belonged. What pleased me more than anything in the world is to see you guys have success and achieve what I've been able to achieve in the league. I've had my day. It's yours.
I think he's big on giving back and helping everybody have a chance to be successful in whatever field that they're in. I know he has the program where they hired interns and to be a part of the Raptors organization, and I think that's amazing, and I think it just adds more motivation for yourself, to see how you can affect change positively in other people's lives.
It was set in Chicago, but it didn't have to be.
So yeah, we got some space for you, and I would love to kind of add some items to our collection to make sure we're preserving your history and contributions.
Because of Mr. Embry, we all have this opportunity. Yeah, there's no other way to put it. Yeah, there's no other way to say it. It's the same thing President Obama said about John Lewis. Is because of you. Yeah, so I say that because of Mr. Embry, we all have this opportunity, and we're grateful, and it's an obligation for us to carry it on and keep going.